Okay, welcome back. It's the last push through the end of the semester. Just a few more days, a couple of finals, and then another semester is done. I wanted to check back in, look at syllabus, and then if there's any questions, you can stop me or post in the chat. So if you're on like same kind of schedule that, where are we going? That way. Same schedule that most of the classes kind of following. Modules 1 through 4 are done, so there's homeworks for each and projects for each all turned in. That's the only required part of this course, and then I'll send out another participation form on Husky CT where you can submit your final participation grade. So based on like who you connected with in the class, what was your learning community, were you watching lectures, were you coming to lectures, so how do you see yourself participating in this class, and how do you assess that is really the question. And then this week we can either look at revisions of work that like previous modules, like things that we've already done. We can look at something new with module 5 where we're applying same kind of concepts that we've been doing, but looking at differential, like boundary problems with differential equations. So a little bit of different partial differential equations and linear algebra kind of work with finite difference method. And that the way that one breaks down is like homework 5 is worth 1/4 of the homework grade. So 30 over 4, like roughly 7 or 8 points. It's just added to your score. So if you do half of homework 5, it's worth 3 or 4 points, something like that. And then project number 5 is similar, where it's worth 1/4 of that 40% grade. So you could get up to 10 points just added to that final score. Or if you do half of it, you could get 5 points added. There's never like a penalty for doing module 5 work. You won't get any chance to revise it because the semester is over by the time you turn it in. But you can take that and try to work on something new. Yeah, that's where we're at. Final push. I mean, at this point, hopefully it's not like a big push. It's more of like, take a deep breath. What did I learn? What do I want to do next? At least that's the goal and how this class was put together. No final. I think there is a scheduled final, but we won't. There's nothing there. Any questions? Updates? Yeah.
I missed the beginning part of that. So, for example, like almost 40%. We had 4 of them, so that would be every single of them is 10%. And then you said if we do the extra bonus one, it's kind of like extra credit 10%. Or like, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you did like part of it.
Yeah, he just said that like.
Then you just get points for doing part of it. Yeah. Yep. So either way, like there's at least if you're trying to get like, I want to get whatever a 93 because that's the A that I want. You can either go back and revise work and make sure all the points add up to 93 points out of 100, or you can say like, all right, let me just do sum of homework 5 and get those extra points. So
it's like point wise, so it's gonna be almost 100 points or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you like total all of them up, it would still be like, so say I have like 350, right? I have 400 for what I already have. So I did another thing, it could be 400 at 400, or
it'd be still 350. So
I'll just leave it there.
All right, so like I guess so right now we did 4 projects. That one's easier. Math is easier. We did 4 projects, so you can get 400 points on projects, like 0 to 100. So if I do another project, now it's still 450 points out of 400.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's exactly right.
yeah. All right. Okay, that's what I thought you were asking, but I didn't. The math wasn't. I'm like, wait, what? 350 points? Where's this coming from? But anyway, yeah. Yeah. We're engineers. We can get there. We'll get there sooner or later with the math. Cool. What are we working on? Anything interesting or broken? Broken's always fun. Hopefully just loading things back up because you weren't like frantically working on Python over the break. Take a little break. Yeah. All right, good. You need time away because your brain like processes and solves problems if you can walk away from them. Like you do need to put in the work and like take time to try to understand the problem, but if you step back and stop thinking about it for a little bit, your mind starts making connections so that next time you sit down, it's a little easier to like work through and have a plan. Yeah.
So, what are the goals in the project for the station? Is it just that one survey that you did?
There's another, I'll put another survey this week. It's similar survey of like, what's your participation, C through A, and then some questions based on like, were you going to lectures? Were you watching lectures? Who were you? What was your learning community? Like TAs, professor, other people in the class. Even like some people have working groups of like people that have already taken the class, and that's kind of like their mentor sort of like they work with them. They've already seen that. They've applied these things before, so it comes in a lot of different forms. So I try to give you a chance to say like, this is how I attack this class.
So the math exhibition is just between those two.
Yeah, and it's just the final one. So if you said C on the first one, but in the last one you're like, hey, I felt like I was really disconnected, but then I started coming to class. I reached out to a lot of people, and now I feel like much more on top of it. Like, it's totally fine to say like, now it's an A and throw out the C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last grade that you give is your grade. Oh, all right. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. That's awesome. So then it seems like you were able to like follow along reading and kind of work your way through it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And if you need, like, if you're like trying to revise stuff, I can always look at it and um, give you feedback even without a grade. So revise things we submit before it's even graded. Okay. Yeah, that's great to hear. Okay.
And it's 6 hour track. But so like the fucking gear pulled out and slammed on the brakes, but he's like asleep, so he didn't brace at all. So he sort of I don't know if he killed this dude, but like they walk right and went really hard. My friend Mike is in there.
You should have seen the fucking reaction.
Yeah, dude, so I'm like not like recently been in the place like it's like the dead out, which I kind of like. Dude, I don't really know crowd, but it's like the test out, which I see so that yeah, you know, I've never been like a just professional just right here.
Yeah, exactly. I really have
I have not been in the single player, but I've been in
So like no one is actually
dude, I haven't been close to that. Yeah, what's the betting?
Yeah, in different ways.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been that. It's stupid.
But yeah, general. I think right now since you're just
Fingers on the lower part.
showing arrows.
Probably a little sick. Keep it down. Go right to the road.
Yeah. So what we want to do is show
No, they're already doing
or find out the nodes on undefined locations, and then the displacement that we got based on where they actually count. We'll figure out.
He stole my idea and brought it to Hawaii. Everything else in there. Or something.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like that. She was.
Okay.
Stupid, you think you should keep my transport to the home?
Yeah. What's your, how big are your attached breath? Okay.
I didn't have been ready for the last 6 months of the day. So right now, I think literally could not go to the bar. I had to go to like old man bar, so like actually I'm ready. Dude, it was like so hard to choose.
Some of them
Way worse.
it's easier.
She worked at the
Explain that
I think it's not God.
I don't know where she lives.
She hated her. She was like really drunk as I got on the floor. She ran out.
We're trying to get 22, so 32 times farther than 17. Yeah. But it's bigger. Yeah. Yeah, you can just do like check.
So then you go to
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, there's other ways, but
so these things all.
at the end of the day, you do check.
Dude, my friend in high school, he had the B6 camera, and I just dude, and also there's this thing, I don't know how, his dad's in the military, he was in the gym, but he was stationed there for a while, and he walked in every day. And he shifted that.
Yeah, no, not good.
So, the Camry, it wasn't that different, but it was like a German spec. Which is not do you feel like, oh, I was maybe people end up like with things like that, they were all those things. Well, I'm not sure if maybe GTR money in those areas. Like, you know, yeah, like 20 for a nice one. And also, the cars is like, that's like your big ones, anything worse, so that's because they all have the same engine. Like, only even like the reeds or the Evo 9, they're all the same engine.
Oh, yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, Evo 10 is the total.
Jordan's is free.
Dude, that camera, like, when I'm last year, I know Boxer, Boxer. That's Boxer S with like 250 horsepower. Pretty big. The camera was like the same small. Just the cars. And it wasn't like the base model version. It had like 50 horsepower in the base model. And the camera was still the same speed.
Shooting.
They're faster than they should be.
That is, so this is the Matrix.
That carrier that was where dog shit. We were trying to negative well over negative. Dude, I don't know, there's not many cops like making stuff. We just go to the beach like every night, and that's where we record as well. No, so we would go to no, so we'd start to watch over, but we'd go in the gym stuff, we'd cross the bridge before you and we'd work stuff here. We go here, we go here like literally every fucking weekend. It's an abandoned military basement or something. It's never used. There's a big guns and stuff. That's a skate park. It's just getting out of here. It's pretty cool. It's like on the water. We have like little bombs in the rocks here. They live here. They like all blocks and shirts. It's like a little island. Well, you can have a little bomb guys right here. It's like hot nails, like couple of lines. Dude, I'm kind of like an old man now. Like if I go to the beach, like late in October, like a sunny day, dude, I'll fucking melt in that phone trying to find shit. It's pretty weird. My mom's melting down. I do this shit out, dude. It's kind of fun. Dude, for me, like under the sun, I can like fall asleep, like just pass out. It's kind of fun. Yeah. No, dude, like, yeah, that one. Well, dude, I'm talking to that girl that fell in the while. And did she live in the beach town? So I was like, every day, like, she was yeah, I saw that shit in your story. It's not as cool as you guys. It's really bad to get out. It's really bad to get out. I think that's suicide, so I've never actually done that. That's still do the hot mode. That's not bad. Like, that's a lot. Yeah. That's probably is there even stuff? You're gonna know it's all. Yeah, that's pretty crowded. So it's like high altitude. Yeah. First, second, it should be. What's a mountain there?
Oh,
yeah. Dude, spell that shit.
Negative.
2,000 meters is that tall. It's like, it looks pretty funny. Looks cool. Yeah. Like in this little town. Dude, that's sick. They're so close. Oh, it's the. It's this one. It's the one you see right in the leaves. Actually makes sense, right? Like, you know, the Olympic like biathlon. Did you ever see the Olympic biathlon? Dude, that's really nice. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. So it's like the self-sport. What's this? It's a really nice song. Dude, my God, it's such a name. Yeah, could do all that. I'm not that good. I don't go enough, you know what I mean? But I wanted to do more this year, so I bought it. It's like renting is so expensive. I thought it was yeah, dude, for me, I just something ridiculous now. Like, I didn't really cheap skis. I went for the Walmart sale, but I drove up to, I was in Maine, I was there's a ski shop there. They had like pretty good deals in the summer, and they were like the most cheap skis. They were like $400. They were like yeah, but they're like actual fucked up, like in a way that's really high. Like I haven't done that last week, so I'll be good. Dude, I don't know, for me, I don't see it. So like, it's $500 though. Yeah, it's $500. Dude, I'm not spending $500 on skiing. I don't see that much. I'm doing a trip. Yeah, I'm already doing a trip with the school. It's so cheap. Like with the school, it's a 10 years off. Yeah, with the school, it's like it's already closed. There was like $270 for 3 days. You stay in a cabin there. They're going to pay for it. You're staying with 10 people. That was a problem. Okay. Dude, I feel like you're a year longer. I feel like you're probably as far.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You're doing like that's one place.
I feel like if you were to talk to the government and deal with it, makes your fight so
Well,
hard.
no, I think it's because it wasn't coded.
Obviously, it's $270 for 3 days. That's so weird. Probably just
You
$20.
run, and then
Yeah.
and that turns to
I think this game doesn't so but
and then use those dot values. But if you really like then turn it just really high raise rather than like this is yeah, sometimes you can still do one word at it one and other times
that's I want to get more. It's like I just haven't like because there's only so much I've only done. You know, maybe like 4.5 years. Dude, my shit is my business. Yeah, for me, I'm not knowledgeable. That's good.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes we'll try and see like right grade how easy it is to deal with
Oh, good.
yeah, you're working on this week.
That's a little embarrassing.
No, why?
So go to probably 4.
Travel's born. Not really embarrassing. Well, I was asking about this class, but in general. Yeah.
I don't know. I know that projects is like the lower grade that I have. So I'm gonna try to
Okay.
So I think it's your project, but like, this is the really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think project 5's hard? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, yeah, it's like it's all kind of tough, but it's good.
Yeah, I think it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at the nice combination of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if I could go back to like the previous listen up to the like what you said about the item.
Yeah. And it's based on like the 3 readings from module 5. So
Oh,
the information's there.
Yeah. Pretty much what my I might go through like a little bit of chemistry and try to see if I can do it like the regular things, but I think the most of this
I know usually people have trouble with like looking at the string equation and trying to show that mode shapes converge. It's not like hard, but when you set it up at first, it's always obvious. You end up with when you have 60 nodes, you have a 60 by 60 matrix. You're finding all the eigenvalues of it. So now you've got 60 eigenvalues, and every eigenvector has 60 points in it. So you have like a 60 by 60 eigenvector output matrix. So most people, like, of the things that I see people like where they get stuck, usually that's it. They're like, what's going on? Why can't how come when I plot one versus the other, they all look different? Yeah, so it helps kind of like take a step back. What is a mode shape? What is not? What are these? All these numbers
like the basics
throwing at me. like what am I really getting at?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
Mhm. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess 2.5 more. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Oh, just have a few minutes left.
I think that would try.
And that.
I think it's better. I like the one that's really good. Is that if my boss is going to get up on people stop every time we get up. Either or. That's what it is. I mean, if they were yeah, so that's what I used to try to shoot this like it says.
So I saw some people kind of looking at and thinking about like module 5 differential equations, and here it's a little different from how we set up differential equations in module 3, because now we're thinking about like how do I split this up into known, well, like a whole bunch of unknown values. So in this case I have like a fin where I know temperature 0, and then I know what the boundary condition is up at node 6, but I don't know temperature at node 6. So I'm trying to turn this in, take that like general kind of differential equation saying negative kappa A d squared t dx squared equals h a t minus t infinity. I think this should be a negative, right? But take that and split it up into like, all right, if I could know what those temperatures are, T1, 2, 3, and 4, then I do know I have a way of calculating those derivatives. So taking that differential equation, turn it into what's called finite difference, where now I can create like a linear algebra equation that way. Yeah, that one should be negative, so then that's positive. Oh, positive, negative that way. So I end up with like this finite difference equation. So taking like an actual derivative equation, I can turn it into that like finite difference equation. And then just start plugging in like, all right, well, at I equals 1, at the first node that I'm trying to solve for, this first one is t0. And then this becomes the t1. Minus a t2 equals so I can take that negative t0, take it off of that side, and I already know it, and add it over here. Say plus t base over there. And then just plug in the rest of them. There's a pattern, there's always like a pattern that starts to develop as you get away from the boundary conditions. But the first, it helps to do at least like the first node, sorry, that's not even the first node. It helps to do this one and the last one that you're trying to solve for at least. And then maybe even next nearest neighbor, depending on derivatives. Keep going down. So at that node 6, I went through all that effort, and then I still have this extra temperature that I'm not trying to solve for, where node 7 would be like up here, one more delta X away from that T6 temperature. And for that, I need to look at what is the boundary condition at 6. So if there's like a convective boundary condition, or so popping back into here. So at node 6, we have HA times T6 minus T infinity, or negative HA. Negative HA? Anyway, is that negative kappa dt dx. So T7 is look at this. So I can take out that negative T7 and plug it in over here. Oh, I guess I also need that. I need to leave the T6 over there. And then add another T5 over here, and then subtract that T5. So then we end up with that like negative T5 over on that side. Cool. Next time, if we want, we could take a look at how to change that boundary condition, like for homework, if you're working on that, or work on whatever we want. It's our class. We can do whatever we want with it. Cool. Thanks a lot. Welcome back. Good luck this week.